So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Alright, YouTube. We're gonna working on our flower bed, herb garden, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna dig all this up, and you can see a bucket full of cigarette butts. Cigarette butts are biodegradable, and they'll act like a loam when you till them in with the soil, so it'll help, retain that moisture, because this is very sandy soil. Somebody had a flower bed here at one point in time. Previous owners did. I emptied my ashes out in my heater today. It's still a little warm. Gonna put those in there to help build up the soil too. I've already started digging this up, and you can see right in there that's about 2 inches of good soil, which is better than where we dug for our compost pit. But the rest of it is very sandy, so it doesn't hold moisture. Also got some green compost in here. I'm gonna till up in there with it, help break it down. Got a few roots and things in here, stuff like this. But just shake them off like that, take them right out. Like I said, I'm gonna leave these right here because they're the onions. I did take up my daffodils and put them up there at my mailbox. They'll do all right. Basically, what I did is dug around them, about 1 inch away from the base of them, and just a full spade shovel full. So that's what, about 8 to 10 inches maybe. Yeah, about 8 inches. And dug them up. One plot I didn't separate them or anything because it's still kind of cool weather. And went up there by my mailbox and dug up a bunch of dirt and grass and planted them out there, and then put the dirt in here. And you see I got my mattock. Bought that at a yard sale for $2 or $3, and got some old 4x4s that my dad had laying around to kind of frame it out. And just in case you're wondering what's up under the bucket, there's a tree stump, so I'm gonna have fun getting that out too. But I'll give you some updates on it, and hopefully by springtime it'll be ready to plant. So any questions or comments, leave them down below, and see you on the next one. Alright people, as you can see, I done got the stump out, except for that little guy right there. I didn't feel like taking loose a cheap ass underpinning. But I tell you what, a valuable tool for this is a Ford F-150. It pulled it right out, no problem. So one less thing to worry about. Alright, we've dug it up, got it all out, and screened it down, got it nice and aerated. Did till in some cigarette butts, kind of help with moisture retention, and a little bit of green compost. Now if you come down here, we're using this, I'd say 1 inch by 1 inch or a 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch screen. It was laying around the house when I bought it, so it's kind of handy. Works good to get the rocks out and stuff like that. But basically you just take the soil and do like this, just break it up, don't push it through the screen, because those rocks that are small enough to go through it, but not quite at the right angle, will be forced through there, and you'll end up putting rocks in the screen, through the screen. Now you can rescreen it again, but with the amount of rocks that I had in this thing, I just went with this. And there's one right there. It also helps to get roots and basically undesirable material out. And it doesn't take too long. I'd say about 6 hours. There's another one. So it does get smaller rocks out. And as you're grabbing, you can fill rocks. Like that one. Get it out. There's a small one that wouldn't have got caught by the wire. Uh-oh. Dang it. But it's fine enough to where it looks almost like a tiller dug it up. And you can see down there close to the bottom, I'm starting to get some clay, which is really nice with this sandy soil I got. So maybe the next few years it'll digging it up and doing this and going finer screen, and it'll get us some good soil mixture in there. So it also gets roots. Alright. Now, we just take our wheelbarrow load full of sifted dirt. And put it back in the hole.
No.
Then we can take a rake, rake it back in the corner, rake it down, board the metal. But you get the idea. Get it back smooth. So this is what, 5 buckets? 5 buckets of rocks and roots we got out of this little area right here, which isn't bad, but still a lot to grow stuff in. Now this, I went behind my house, and it's basically rotten wood. I mean, it's coming to pieces. But it's also extremely wet. I don't know how well you can see that. And see, with this mixed in with the bed over there, it'll create a nice loam. So well-drained, moist soil is when you have a soil that can drain off the majority of the water, but yet have pieces like this that hold water. So the roots can come in there and they'll suck all that water out of there. I'm also going to do leaves. These are just all oak leaves. You can grind them up if you want to, like this. You can get them real fine and crush them up in there and mix them in there. Or you can just put them in there as whole, mix them up in there, and eventually they'll break down. They tend to break down faster when you crush them. You can run over them with a lawnmower too if you have a bagging type lawnmower. That way it don't send it everywhere and they're a pain in the butt to clean up. And I am going to put some pine straw in there too, to mix in there with it to give it that rich quality and help build up the soil. It'll take a few years of doing this every year, but I'd say in about 3 years of doing this every year, that'll be a nice little spot to have to grow pretty much anything you want in it. It's not necessarily a southern face, but during the summertime, the sun stays right here till about 2 o'clock. So this gets morning to 2 o'clock sun. So that's pretty much full sun, because full sun plants require at least 8 hours of sun. So that categorizes right at full sun. So you can pretty much plant anything in here, except right by the steps. That's partial sun, and I figured I wasn't going to plant that yet. I'll figure something out on that. Might put some pots or something. But just for the update, we're going to mix all this in and let it sit for a little while until about another month. And then we'll give you an update. Any questions or comments, just let me know. You know where to leave them. Alright, as you can see, we threw the leaves and pine straw and the rotten wood chips in there, which are still fairly moist. We started composted it in, tilling it in there by hand. And we still got a little ways to go. So that should be it for now. It's pretty much ready to plant. You can plant it in pine straw like it is, and it'll actually take root. Or you can till it up more and get you a nice bed of dirt on there. But any questions or comments, you know where to leave them, and see you on the next.